Focus by Daniel Goleman. Daniel Goleman's Focus, The Hidden Driver of Excellence, 2013, explores the science of attention and its crucial role in success, performance, and well-being. Goleman, who popularized emotional intelligence, argues that the ability to focus is a key predictor of high achievement in any field. He divides attention into three categories: inner focus, mastering the self. In Focus, Daniel Goleman describes inner focus as the ability to direct attention inward, developing self-awareness, self-discipline, and emotional regulation. This aspect of focus is crucial for resilience, decision-making, and personal growth. It allows individuals to understand their emotions, thoughts, and motivations, leading to a more stable and controlled life. Key aspects of inner focus. 1. Self-awareness. The foundation of inner focus is knowing yourself deeply, your emotions, strengths, weaknesses, and triggers. Goleman emphasizes that people with high self-awareness make better choices because they understand how their thoughts and emotions shape their actions. This aligns with biblical teachings such as Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. 2. Emotional regulation. Mastering your emotions rather than being controlled by them is a core skill of inner focus. This involves recognizing emotional triggers and responding with intention rather than impulsivity. Walter Russell also spoke about maintaining balance and poise, emphasizing that inner calm leads to outer mastery. 3. Cognitive control and attention management. The ability to choose where to place your attention is critical for success. Modern distractions, social media, news cycles, external pressures, weaken inner focus, leading to scattered energy and decreased effectiveness. Goleman suggests mindfulness and meditation as ways to strengthen cognitive control. 4. Developing a strong internal compass. Those with strong inner focus operate from internal values rather than external pressures. This is a key principle in mental science, where Troward emphasizes the power of thought and inner alignment with divine principles. From a biblical perspective, this aligns with Romans 12 verse 2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Inner focus and the path of the unshaken. Given your book's themes of resilience, self-reliance, and spiritual enlightenment, inner focus is a core principle. A man who walks alone must master his inner world before he can navigate the external one. Would you like to integrate these insights into your book? Perhaps a section on mastering inner focus as a key discipline of the unshaken man? Other focus, mastering relationships and empathy. In Focus, Daniel Goleman describes other focus as the ability to direct attention outward to understand, connect with, and influence others. This includes empathy, social awareness, and relationship management, which are crucial for effective leadership, communication, and collaboration. A man who walks alone might not rely on others for validation, but he must still understand the dynamics of human interaction to navigate the world with wisdom. Key aspects of other focus. 1. Empathy, understanding others deeply. Goleman breaks empathy into 3 levels. Cognitive empathy, understanding another person's perspective. Emotional empathy, feeling what another person feels. Compassionate empathy, taking action to help when needed. The ability to see the world through another's eyes enhances communication, avoids unnecessary conflicts, and builds influence. Biblical connection. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Romans 12 verse 15. 2. Social awareness. Reading the room. Being attuned to social cues, emotions, and unspoken dynamics gives a person an edge in any situation. Leaders and resilient individuals do not react impulsively. They observe, analyze, and respond strategically. This skill is crucial for negotiating, mentoring, or even dealing with adversaries. 3. Relationship management. Influence over force. True power is not about domination, but about influence, the ability to guide situations with presence and wisdom. Mastering human interactions involves emotional intelligence, diplomacy, and the ability to communicate with precision. This relates to Walter Russell's idea that balanced thought and action create harmony in relationships, rather than forcing outcomes. Biblical connection. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Proverbs 15 verse 1. Other focus and the path of the unshaken. While self-mastery is paramount, understanding others gives you the ability to navigate life with greater effectiveness. The unshaken man is not blind to human nature. He sees it clearly and acts wisely, never being swayed but always aware. A strong inner focus makes you unshaken, but a sharp other focus makes you effective. Would you like to expand on this in your book, perhaps in a chapter on understanding others without being controlled by them? Outer focus, awareness of the bigger picture. In Focus, Daniel Goleman describes outer focus as the ability to see beyond the self and interpersonal dynamics to understand larger systems, trends, and the interconnectedness of life. This level of focus is essential for leadership, long-term vision, and making an impact on the world. For the unshaken man, outer focus is about perceiving the forces that shape reality, both natural and spiritual, and aligning with them rather than being swept away. Key aspects of outer focus. 1. Understanding systems, seeing the patterns of life. Outer focus allows you to see how events, actions, and decisions connect in a larger framework, whether in business, society, nature, or spiritual reality. Goleman emphasizes that those with big-picture awareness anticipate change and adapt wisely. Biblical connection. The wise see danger ahead and avoid it, but fools keep going and suffer for it. Proverbs 22 verse 3. 2. Long-term thinking, the power of vision. People with outer focus don't just react to the present. They think strategically about the future. This aligns with Walter Russell's idea of cosmic consciousness, understanding life from a universal perspective rather than being trapped in immediate concerns. Biblical connection. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29 verse 18. 3. Nature, spirituality, and universal laws. The ability to observe nature, learn from its rhythms, and align with its laws is a higher form of wisdom. Russell's philosophy emphasizes that everything follows a divine order, and true success comes from understanding and harmonizing with this order. The unshaken man does not fight against reality. He flows with it, bending like water but never breaking. Biblical connection. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19 verse 1. Outer focus and the path of the unshaken. Inner focus makes you strong within. Other focus makes you wise among people. Outer focus makes you aware of the greater forces shaping life. The unshaken man is not just self-aware and socially intelligent. He sees the grand design and moves with purpose. Would you like to integrate this into your book? Maybe in a chapter on seeing beyond the immediate, the man of vision and wisdom? The 3 types of attention, the foundation of mastery. In Focus, the hidden driver of excellence, Daniel Goleman breaks attention into 3 levels, each essential for achieving mastery in life. These are inner focus, awareness of self, self-mastery, discipline, emotional intelligence. Other focus, awareness of others, empathy, social intelligence, influence. Outer focus, awareness of the larger world, systems, long-term vision, spiritual insight. A man who is unshaken has mastered all 3. He is rooted within, sharp in relationships, and clear about the world's deeper forces. 1. Inner focus, mastery of the self. He who conquers himself is mightier than he who takes a city. Proverbs 16 verse 32. Inner focus is self-awareness, self-discipline, and mental clarity. It is the ability to white heavy checkmark control emotions rather than being controlled by them. White heavy checkmark direct thoughts with intention instead of reacting impulsively. White heavy checkmark cultivate inner stillness to hear the deeper voice of wisdom. This aligns with Walter Russell's emphasis on inner balance and mental stillness as the gateway to higher intelligence. Small blue diamond practical application, meditation, reflection, journaling, and self-discipline exercises strengthen inner focus. 2. Other focus, mastery of relationships. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Matthew 10 verse 16. Other focus is understanding people, reading emotions, and navigating social dynamics. It is the ability to white heavy checkmark see the true nature of people without illusions. White heavy checkmark influence others wisely, not through force but through presence and insight. White heavy checkmark build meaningful connections while remaining self-sufficient. The unshaken man is never manipulated. He sees people for who they are and acts accordingly. He neither seeks approval nor fears rejection. Small blue diamond practical application, active listening, studying human nature, and developing emotional intelligence. 3. Outer focus, mastery of the bigger picture. The wise see danger ahead and avoid it, but fools keep going and suffer for it. Proverbs 22 verse 3. Outer focus is understanding systems, patterns, and universal laws. It is the ability to, white heavy checkmark, see the long-term consequences of actions before they unfold. White heavy checkmark align with natural and spiritual laws rather than fight against them. White heavy checkmark recognize cycles, patterns, and trends in life, society, and nature. This aligns with Walter Russell's idea of cosmic consciousness, where true wisdom comes from observing nature and universal principles. Small blue diamond practical application, study history, nature, and the patterns that govern success and failure. The path of the unshaken and the 3 types of attention. A weak man is scattered, his mind is restless, his relationships are chaotic, and he is blind to the larger forces at play. A strong man is focused, he rules himself, understands others, and sees far ahead. Mastering these 3 levels of attention ensures resilience, wisdom, and success. The unshaken man is not just present. He is aware, prepared, and in control. Would you like to structure a chapter around this for the path of the unshaken? Maybe tying it to resilience, clarity, and mastery over life? The role of attention in success. In Focus, the hidden driver of excellence, Daniel Goleman argues that attention is the foundation of success. Where you direct your attention determines. White heavy checkmark your clarity of thought. White heavy checkmark your emotional stability. White heavy checkmark your ability to influence and adapt. Success isn't just about intelligence or talent. It's about controlling your focus and using it with precision. The unshaken man masters his attention, ensuring that his mind, emotions, and energy are aligned with his purpose. 1. Attention determines mastery. The man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. Ancient proverb. Great achievers train their attention like a muscle, strengthening their ability to focus deeply. Scattered attention leads to mediocrity, while sustained attention leads to mastery. The ability to enter deep states of concentration is what separates masters from amateurs. Small blue diamond practical application. Eliminate distractions, create focus rituals, and train your mind to sustain deep work. 2. Attention controls emotions and mental resilience. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast. Isaiah 26 verse 3. Where your attention goes, your emotions follow. If you focus on fear, you feel fear. If you focus on purpose, you feel powerful. Resilience comes from directing attention away from distractions and negativity, and toward inner strength and clarity. This aligns with Walter Russell's idea that thoughts create reality. What you focus on, you bring into being. Small blue diamond practical application. Train yourself to shift focus away from anxiety and toward strength through meditation and self-discipline. 3. Attention shapes relationships and influence. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. Proverbs 18 verse 2. The ability to listen deeply and read emotions makes you influential. Those who focus on understanding others rather than just speaking become powerful communicators. Success in leadership, negotiation, and personal relationships depends on other focus, the ability to see beyond yourself. Small blue diamond practical application. Practice active listening and observation to sharpen social intelligence. 4. Attention creates vision and long-term success. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29 verse 18. The ability to focus on long-term goals rather than short-term gratification determines success. Outer focus helps you see the larger systems at play, anticipate change, and adapt before others do. The unshaken man does not react. He sees ahead and moves with purpose. Small blue diamond practical application. Train strategic thinking by studying patterns, history, and timeless wisdom. The path of the unshaken and attention mastery. Success is not random. It is a byproduct of focused attention. Inner focus makes you unshaken. Other focus makes you wise in relationships. Outer focus makes you powerful in the world. The unshaken man does not waste his focus on trivial things. He directs his attention like a blade, cutting through distractions and mastering his path. Would you like to expand on this in your book? Maybe a chapter on focus as the weapon of the unshaken? The neuroscience of attention, how focus shapes the brain. In Focus, the hidden driver of excellence, Daniel Goleman explores how attention is a neurological process that shapes our reality. The brain constantly filters, prioritizes, and directs focus, determining what we perceive and how we act. For the unshaken man, understanding the neuroscience of attention is essential because mastering focus means mastering thoughts, emotions, and actions. 1. The brain's three attention systems. Goleman identifies three levels of attention in the brain, each controlled by different neural networks. A. The bottom-up system, reactive focus, the survival brain. Pushpin location, the amygdala and limbic system. Pushpin function, scans for threats, distractions, and immediate stimuli. Pushpin weakness, easily hijacked by fear, stress, and social media. This system operates automatically. It reacts to loud noises, emotional triggers, or sudden changes. It is essential for survival, but dangerous if left unchecked. A man ruled by this system lacks control and is easily manipulated. White heavy checkmark solution. Develop self-awareness, inner focus, to control emotional reactions. B. The executive attention system, conscious focus, the rational mind. Pushpin location, the prefrontal cortex. Pushpin function, directs conscious thought, decision-making, and long-term planning. Pushpin strength, enables deep focus, willpower, and logical reasoning. This system allows for intentional focus, blocking distractions, and making disciplined choices. Mastery of this system is what separates great thinkers, leaders, and high performers from the average person. White heavy checkmark solution. Train attention through mindfulness, meditation, and deep work. C. The default mode network, big picture thinking, the visionary mind. Pushpin location, the medial prefrontal cortex and posterior cingulate cortex. Pushpin function, generates creative insights, self-reflection, and visionary thinking. Pushpin weakness, can drift into mind-wandering, overthinking, or daydreaming. This system is active when the mind is at rest. It allows for deep insight, strategic vision, and higher-order thinking. Walter Russell's cosmic consciousness aligns with this. When the mind is still, higher knowledge flows in. White heavy checkmark solution. Use outer focus to connect with larger systems, spiritual wisdom, and long-term vision. 2. How focus reshapes the brain, neuroplasticity. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2. Attention physically reshapes the brain through neuroplasticity. The more you focus on something, the stronger those neural pathways become. If you focus on distraction, negativity, and fear, your brain becomes wired for chaos. If you focus on discipline, purpose, and wisdom, your brain becomes stronger, clearer, and more resilient. White heavy checkmark solution. Train your focus daily. What you pay attention to, you become. 3. The unshaken man and the neuroscience of attention. The weak man allows his brain to be hijacked by distractions, emotions, and short-term pleasure. The unshaken man strengthens his executive attention, commanding his focus like a blade. He understands his brain's systems and trains them for resilience, wisdom, and mastery. The impact of technology on attention. In Focus, the hidden driver of excellence, Daniel Goleman highlights how modern technology, particularly smartphones, social media, and instant notifications, is rewiring our brains, fragmenting our attention, and weakening our ability to focus deeply. For the unshaken man, mastery over technology is essential. He does not allow his mind to be hijacked by digital noise. Instead, he commands his focus, using technology as a tool rather than a trap. 1. Technology and the fragmentation of focus. Pushpin problem. Digital distractions weaken the brain's ability to concentrate. Pushpin why. Every notification, scroll, or switch between tasks trains the mind to crave constant stimulation, making deep focus harder. Pushpin neuroscience connection. Frequent interruptions overactivate the amygdala, increasing stress and anxiety. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for deep thinking, weakens as the brain gets addicted to dopamine hits from digital interactions. Small blue diamond solution. Set boundaries on digital consumption. Schedule deep work periods without distractions. 2. Social media and the hijacking of attention. Pushpin problem. Social media is designed to steal attention, triggering emotional reactions and short-term dopamine cycles. Pushpin why? Algorithms exploit human psychology by feeding content that stimulates outrage, envy, or comparison. Instead of focusing on growth, wisdom, and mastery, people become trapped in endless scrolling and external validation. Small blue diamond solution. The unshaken man does not allow external forces to control his mind. He curates his digital environment, consuming only what strengthens his focus and purpose. 3. Technology and the erosion of deep work. Pushpin problem. Technology encourages constant multitasking, but neuroscience shows that multitasking reduces efficiency and cognitive power. Pushpin why? Every time you switch tasks, the brain burns more energy, leading to mental fatigue and reduced clarity. Multitasking lowers IQ and makes deep problem-solving more difficult. Small blue diamond solution. The unshaken man prioritizes single tasking. He guards his attention fiercely, focusing on one high-value task at a time. 4. Taking control. Technology as a servant, not a master. The weak man is ruled by technology. His mind is scattered, his energy drained, and his purpose lost in digital noise. The unshaken man masters technology. He uses it intentionally, eliminating distractions and protecting his focus like a warrior defends his fortress. White heavy checkmark practical strategies. Control your inputs. Unfollow distractions. Follow only what feeds your mind and purpose. Use technology with intention. Set time limits, disable notifications, and engage in deep, meaningful work. Train deep focus. Daily meditation, journaling, and undistracted reading strengthen the mind. Would you like to include this in your book? Maybe a chapter on defending the mind. Focus in the age of distraction. Cognitive control and emotional intelligence. Mastering the mind and emotions. In Focus, the hidden driver of excellence, Daniel Goleman emphasizes that cognitive control and emotional intelligence are essential for success. These two elements determine how well you manage your thoughts, impulses, and interactions with others. For the unshaken man, mastering these aspects means full control over his mind, emotions, and actions. Never reactive, never unstable, but always composed, intentional, and wise. 1. Cognitive control, the power of self-mastery. Pushpin definition. Cognitive control is the ability to direct attention, resist impulses, and maintain discipline. Pushpin why it matters. It allows for delayed gratification, which is the foundation of long-term success. It prevents emotional hijacking, ensuring rational, level-headed decisions. It strengthens willpower, making consistency and self-discipline easier. Neuroscience connection. The prefrontal cortex, the rational brain, governs cognitive control, but when stress or emotions take over, the amygdala, emotional brain, hijacks decision-making. Training cognitive control strengthens mental resilience, allowing a person to stay calm under pressure. Small blue diamond solution. White heavy checkmark practice delayed gratification. Train your ability to wait for rewards. White heavy checkmark use meditation and mindfulness to strengthen impulse control. White heavy checkmark remove unnecessary distractions that weaken willpower. 2. Emotional intelligence, the art of mastering emotions. Pushpin definition. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to understand, regulate, and use emotions effectively, both in yourself and in others. Pushpin why it matters. EQ prevents emotional overreactions and allows for calm, calculated responses. High EQ makes you socially aware, improving leadership, negotiation, and influence. It allows for stronger relationships without becoming emotionally dependent. Brain neuroscience connection. Emotional intelligence depends on the balance between the limbic system, emotional brain, and the prefrontal cortex, rational brain. The ability to observe emotions without being controlled by them is key to mastering EQ. Small blue diamond solution. White heavy checkmark label emotions. Recognizing emotions as they arise weakens their grip. White heavy checkmark pause before reacting. Always take a breath before responding in any situation. White heavy checkmark develop empathy without attachment. Understand others' emotions without being controlled by them. 3. The unshaken man, a master of mind and emotion. The weak man is ruled by emotions, reacting impulsively and losing control. The unshaken man rules his mind and emotions. Nothing disturbs his focus, clarity, or purpose. White heavy checkmark, he is calm in chaos. White heavy checkmark, he is disciplined in action. White heavy checkmark, he is aware of emotions, but never a slave to them. Practical takeaways. Train your attention like a muscle through meditation, mindfulness, and deliberate practice. Reduce digital distractions and cultivate deep work habits. Develop emotional intelligence by practicing self-awareness and empathy. Balance focus between personal goals, relationships, and the broader world. Goleman ultimately argues that attention is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. Strengthening focus improves productivity, decision-making, and emotional intelligence, leading to a more fulfilled life.